You caught me vibing right there because that beat is sick. Welcome back to the stream, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else who doesn't identify as either one of those two, to another wonderful Minnesota State Maverick stream. As you can see, unfortunately, it's just me, Oos. It's day one. It's the day one stuff out here because it is Overwatch 2, and I am solo, much to the chagrin of multiple people on the Overwatch team. So, but we're here. I'm enjoying it. It's going to be the first. I think it's is it first game? I believe it's first game for them. I just got a yes from Dura. Shout out to them. As you can see, I'm Old Man Dwarf, sometimes known as Colin, right down there on the little hood there. If you can see it past all the wonderful logos of our advertisers and the college itself. Thank you so much for all of your help, whether it be GPC or Gravity Gaming. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to do this. But Overwatch 2 is active today, and I'm excited for it to be soloing. Quick review of all the games that you have missed this week. Monday we didn't have anything, so we got to enjoy a nice relaxation day here in the wonderful WeSync room here. We're loading in right now, so I don't have to go in full depth yet, but we will do that eventually for a full review as we are loading into the control point here as your heroes Wind, Foost, Invictus, Ying, and Cloud, I think. Oh, wait. All right, we're in. Thank you. Control point locks in like in 10 seconds. Here we go. Your Minnesota State Mavericks are pushing the issue here with Zarya, doing a great job. The wonderful Wind as always. Everyone pushing in, looking at it, getting as much damage in as you can. I think that's a finish for Foost on the Mai. Kinsomiya takes out Cloud, but Foost and Wind take out 3. Oh, Foost takes 3 out. Wind takes out Santana, and Kinsomiya takes out Invictus. But doing good work here. Minnesota State Mavericks are holding the control point and do get it first here. The other team, who I am not aware of who they are quite yet, is Santana, Adornis, Kinoshimiya, Cinnabar, and Firefly. Interesting team names for this team. I'm looking forward to seeing how they react to this overwhelming presence that is your Minnesota State Mavericks Overwatch team. Remember, it's not Overwatch 2 anymore. It's straight up Overwatch. We're on board with Sigma and Santana. Getting lasered off, getting away. We're switching over to the May. Love to see it here. Invictus looks like got taken out. Wind takes out Kinoshimiya. And Anubis takes out Wind. So the other players in the name is Ying takes out Firefly, but Firefly takes out Ying. Santana takes out Foost, and Cloud gets taken out. A little bit of Lucio and Lucio action as Cinnabar takes out Cloud. And Minnesota State gives up the control point, and Invictus is just waiting and seeing. It looks like he switched over to Sigurd, the Soldier 76 replacement. Unless Soldier 76 is still in and I'm an idiot, which is still fair. On board here, riding with Invictus, and the rest of your Minnesota State Mavericks are pushing in. We've switched back over to the other team with Sigma doing his gravity thing right now, getting a lot of damage on the stack. Someone is ulting. Love to see it. Kinoshimiya takes out Yang. Santana takes out Cloud, but Wind takes out Anubis. Because Anubis, I see what they did there. I see what they did there. I don't really care for it as much. Foost loads in, but gets flatlined by Santana. Very nicely done here by this other team. Love them. Shout out to them. When I know your name, I will completely shout you guys out for being fantastic players right now, as you have completely pushed Minnesota State off the first control point. It is and not letting them get in. Very good work here. And here they come. Here comes your Minnesota State Mavericks pushing in. Foost getting some life lost, but gets the health back. Getting healing in, taking a lot of damage here from Akiriko. Loads in, getting as much damage on Sigma as he can. Trying to finish off May as well. Foost is trapped in a corner. But there's a little health bar for him. Wind giving as much damage to Sigma as he can. Good healing here by your team. And Foost is loaded in with his ult. And then deuces out of there like I get out of a really sticky situation as Invictus figures off Firefly. Waiting to see what happens here. Looks like we're pushing them off the spot. Pretty good work here by your Minnesota State Mavericks. Unfortunately, looks like they're going to rebuild slowly here with Firefly as Wind gets flanked a bit. Watch out there, ladies and gentlemen. Lucio Skywalker himself, a.k.a. Cloud, is pushing the beats and the pressure. There's the ult for him right there. Does not get anybody to go into the pit. As we're exchanging a lot of battling here between these two evenly matched teams, as the control point needs to shift over and has to Minnesota State as they've pushed them off the site. And Kiriko getting some damage in, getting some healing in. On board here, doing what they need to do, your Minnesota State Mavericks, to take this first control point. The beat is moving in the Badom. As Lucio's trying to gets the healing item, moves over, switches over to healing, back to speed, back to healing, and we switch over to Santana. To Wind, Santana takes out Foost, and Kinoshimiya takes out Cloud. Wind also takes out Anubis, but Kirishima takes out Invictus on a little that action. Kisonomiya also takes out Wind. That is huge for their team as it looks like they're going to take the first control point. It is just about overtime. With there's still 80% here. Kinoshimiya takes out and Firefly take out Cloud and Ying respectively. Foost is trying to delay it a little bit. Invictus is getting some damage in, but he gets knocked off the ledge. Santana takes the 2-piece on his way out, and the other team takes the first one. It is 1-0 to them. I'm sure I'm going to find out what they are here really quick. Not yet, but they are playing fantastically, whoever this team is. Looks like Grandview University. Thank you. Thank you on the chat here. It looks like it. As they are destroying my ship once again. I know I complain about it all the time, but you know, money doesn't grow on trees, technically. Let's see if he gets the basketball shot in. No, and I don't get to see if he made the bucket. No! The camera work is killing me. I don't get to see the basketball shot. Shout out to the trade deadline that just ended today. I don't know if there's any big news on it, but it looks like no. As your Minnesota State Mavericks are boarding in here to go towards the second control point. And here we go. The skirmishing is on. Sigma is acting like a Sigma. Kinoshimiya takes out Invictus really quickly. On board here, back on here with Foost. Over to Wind. Anubis takes out Foost. Looks like he switched over to Symmetra for this one. Wind takes out Cinnabar, but Anubis takes out Cinnabar. No, our Lucio. Cloud, it looks like. On board here, switching around. Minnesota State just getting around, prepping for it as the Grandview University takes the location, and now she can slowly wait as time continues to tick on here. Tick, 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 tick. As Firefly takes out Foost, who got a little too aggressive there, in my opinion, but this is why they're them, and I'm in the booth and not playing shooters, as Santana takes out Ying. On board here, tank-on-tank violence. Unfortunately, Joey gets caught up in a very bad Wind gets caught up in a very bad situation, gets taken out by Santana. Once again, Santana and Cinnabar takes out Cloud, and Santana takes out Invictus. So Minnesota State is on the back foot here massively. This is intense work here, but if anyone can come back here, it is your Minnesota State Mavericks. They're doing a great job of trying to initiate contact, but Grandview is doing a great job of shutting them out on every opportunity possible. Nobody has their ult yet, but Wind is the closest on your Minnesota State team, and Santana is also the closest. Oh, no, excuse me. Firefly is the closest on the Grandview team. On the Grandview Valley? Grandview. Interesting. If anybody in the chat knows, where are they located at? Cinnabar takes out Wind. Anubis takes out Foost. Kinoshimiya takes out Ying. Santana takes out Cloud, and it's just Invictus and a Dream, and unfortunately that Dream is short-lived as Kinoshimiya takes the finish. And that's a full team kill for Grandview. And the percentage keeps climbing up. It is not looking good here, but once again, I am a broken record here as I say it. And I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. If anyone can come back, it's this Minnesota State team. It is interesting to see May, so I see interesting, and I wasn't expecting it, as there's an ult for Santana, and he gets a he gets a 3-piece and tender. He gets a 3-piece tender meal right there. Taking out Invictus, Cloud, and Ying. So there goes both healers and a DPS as Kinoshimiya takes out Wind. Foost takes out Anubis. Sorry, Foost takes out Anubis, and then Cinnabar takes out Foost. Unfortunate. And the Kitsune is guiding someone, not us, because we take the loss as Team 2 takes both control points faster than you can say, wow, that was fast. And takes it 2-0. Impressive work, and they're taking the lead in this best-of-5 series, I assume. I'll get corrected here. When I get corrected, I will make sure to get it right. As we are loading in, and Sigma and Santana by Sigma gets the feed kill. I think it's mainly because of that 3-piece. I'm correct. Thank you, production. Unfortunately, Minnesota State Mavericks are down here. As you can see, there is a salad and lemon on the spectator spot. Unfortunate here. Looks like we're going to this camera, so I'm going to stare at you right in here. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back to the booth. My name is Old Man Dwarf, sometimes known as Colin. And I am solo here, as you can see, and I appreciate you for joining us here in the chat and anywhere you're going to be watching us. I'm down here at We're here at Wisync Hall, 121 here at the Esports Center at your Minnesota State in Mankato, Minnesota. Thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, we did not get a win here. We didn't get the win on Smash Brothers. We lost 2-0 to the University of Missouri Tigers. And man, do I dislike me some Tigers right now. as Rocket League also, I believe, lost despite trying to make a comeback. I don't know the score of that, but they were down 3-1 last I checked, so I'm assuming it was 4-1. But there's been plenty of great things going on here at the Esports Center. Brian, our head of social media, has done a great job of getting a bunch of interviews together. If you didn't see it earlier, he aired the interview with the newest member of your Minnesota State Mavericks Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Varsity team member, Steven Shark, who is one of the best players in the state. It just didn't work for him tonight. But we did the best we could. We did better than we did last semester against them. So shout out to our boys. They'll bounce back as well as they can. There is one more stream tonight, I think, as you can see down there. It is Grand View. You can barely tell with that logo, but here we are. There it is. There's the right shuffling. Hell yeah! Thank you. One. We've only done one map. I know we want to go home, but we've only done one. They've only won nothing. Thank you, our wonderful production team, who is training our wonderful people in there over there. You can, if we get it sent over there, we can see these wonderful, wonderful people. No, all right, we're on me. That's fine. Shout out to you guys anyway, regardless if you want to be on camera or not. Shout out to you. Thank you for making me sound and look good. I'm gonna sign off for a little bit here so I can catch my breath and take a sip of Mountain Dew, because doing this solo is really, really tiring for an old man such as myself. But before I do, I'd like to shout out our wonderful sponsors at GPC. You can see right here we got some wonderful Mountain Dew. You can get some Rockstar. You can get some Bubbler. Whatever you need, you can get it. You can get it wherever, whenever. Just ask Shakira; she's an expert at that one. Get it wherever you need, whatever your favorite is. I'm gonna start asking production so I can throw it in on what their favorite GPC/Mountain Dew beverage is. I know for a fact Ook's favorite is Baja Blast, as you can see right here on this lovely can right here. So, but I also want to move over and shout out to our wonderful sponsors at Gravity Gaming, making sure that we can play these wonderful games at as high pixel rate as we did. Because holy shnikes, these games look amazing. I remember playing GoldenEye when I was 6, and I thought that was the most revolutionary thing possible. And now, looking at it now, it's like a 3-year-old made it. So shout out to how we've progressed as a society technologically. It's impressive work. But enough gorgeous shilling about how great gaming has gone in general. I'm going to take a small break to recuperate, and when I come back, it'll be Map 2 on this Best of 5 series between your Minnesota State Mavericks and Grandview University, whose mascot I'll find out soon. See you soon. That feels better. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the booth here. I'm Old Man Dorf. As you can see, I just finished taking a good sip of my Mountain Dew brought to us by Gillette Pepsi, a wonderful sponsor. Thank you so much. But we are coming back here. It is map 2 on this best of 5 map series between your Minnesota State Mavericks and the Grandview University Vikings. They are truly giving us the Viking experience right now as they took the first map 2-0, and that was very impressive work by them. Minnesota State just couldn't – it just didn't fit for whatever reason. It is interesting to note that I have not seen a May in the competitive play as often as I did, so I think there must be a new meta that I'm not aware of, which happens a lot as I am not as well-versed in this game as I usually as I should be. I need to keep up to date with all the games here so that I can cast them when it's needed. There's a lot of gorgeous green lights flip-flopping, and I enjoy that. It's it's very distracting, as you can tell. As you can see, we're getting closer to my camera here, so you can just look at me, you and me, over here enjoying the wonderful Overwatch, your Minnesota State Mavericks. And tomorrow is more Overwatch 2. I would also like to shout out the League of Legends team, who also play on Friday, but unfortunately for them, they are not allowed to be on stream, which makes me laugh because the sim racing team is allowed to be on stream. But we're not on stream. Me and the rest of my boys, Herky, Aqua, and Fish, are not going to be on stream until late March at the earliest, because we're going to be so full of good, fun activities and events for you to be on stream here. Shout out to Grandview, as I said, Grandview University. Once I found out who you were, I was going to give you all the shout outs. Great job. You Vikings are knowing what you're doing in Overwatch 2, and we appreciate you down in Des Moines. Shout out to Dura in the chat, a.k.a. one of my wonderful production members, explaining me where they are while spelling it wrong. So we appreciate you. Dahlia, I appreciate you, my wonderful producer as well, and the 2 people working the monitors, and I appreciate you in there too. I know you're training one. Shout out to you guys as well. Make me look and sound as well as you can, all things considered. I mean, I'm not the most attractive of guys, so to say. I'm not conventionally attractive, but I like who I am. Thank you for joining us. And at least I can grow a beard, because all my hair is, as you can see, all my hair is going downward into my beard. And I love it. The beard part, not the hair part. I wish I had hair. I remember when I was a kid, I had hair as long as all the way down to my shoulders. It was gorgeous. Headbanging was incredible. And then at 14, I started balding, which is not something you want to do when you're 14. But getting back on track here for a little bit, I'm going to talk a little bit about the rest of our wonderful teams. I would like to note CS, I believe, won 2-0 as well on Wednesday, so shout out to them, to Kareem and George. Spelt Gorge, but his name is George, as we are loading back into the map, so I can stop talking about random stuff, and I can focus on the Overwatch that we're getting into. As usually, I would be calling out Maverick and with his super sweet camera views, but we're just on board with, I believe this is Dura, showing us the beautiful scenery here. As the flashpoint unlocks, but that doesn't matter, as we're already getting interactions here. Oh, it's not. Definitely not Dura. Is that the wonderful Dahlia? Shout out to Dahlia. Nice camera work. I got to give credit where credit's due. We have switched over to Wind, and a character I do not know. Wow. As Cinnabar takes out Invictus, the former McCree, it just gets taken down once again. I need to do some more research on this, because I do not know who that tank is, as Kinoshimiya finishes him off. Firefly takes out Foost. Kinoshimiya also takes out Ying, but Cinnabar takes out Cloud. So Wu Ying has been swapped over on Cinnabar. Sigurd is on Anubis. Anubis is on Sigurd. You'll be able to see it. The child, some relation to Reinhardt and Torbjorn, I believe. Shout out to this wonderful game and the lore on it. As Foost is on board, is on Symmetra again. Invictus is with Cassidy, I believe his name is now. Ying is still on the Kiriko, and Cloud is rocking Lucio Skywalker himself. As Santana takes out Invictus and Kinoshimiya takes out Cloud. But Symmetra is doing what she can to do as much damage as she can, as Anubis takes out Wind. And Anubis takes out Ying, as Kinoshimiya takes out Foost again. Wow, this is very impressive work here by this Grandview team. Holy shnikes, these Vikings came to play. Wow. This is dominating work here. It just seems like Minnesota State just can't get it together here. This is an interesting interesting view here. As we're on board here with Foost and Symmetra, trying to do what she can. Next flashpoint is available, but Ying gets picked off by Santana, but Invictus takes out Cinnabar. That's huge. That's one healer down. Make that 2 characters down as Santana gets finished off by Invictus. Is that Doomfist I'm seeing? That is that new Doomfist? Do I not? I guess I'm not aware of what's going on around here. This is all new and I don't know. I don't understand. I'm old and I don't know. As Wind is doing a lot of damage with Neptune, as best as I can guess. Kanishimiya finishes off Invictus. Nice job here by this Minnesota State Mavericks, able to take the attack in the flashpoint, getting damage in, putting up shields. On board here with Wind, doing what he can. Oops, someone's got some ults going on. There's some. Foost has their ult along with Cloud and Invictus. It's almost high noon time. As Foost takes out Anubis with the help of Ying. You love to see it. The Lucio Skywalker beats are jamming right now. He's channeling his inner Stormzy over there. As we're on board, back with Wind, slinging pellets of some sort. I hope water. As Symmetra gets out of there fast, nicely done. Foost to get enough to get a lot of damage and then get out of there. Good read. On board, still a bit here with Foost, getting lit up a little bit. I don't know why you're interacting on the outside as much, but you know what you're doing, Foost. I trust you. You're incredible. Invictus takes out Anubis with high noon, but Anubis takes the trade, and you do that every time. As Wind just gets caught in the corner and just gets finished off by Cinnabar and a couple other heroes. As Ying has to get out of there, but gets caught anyway by Kiriko and Kiriko Violence. Oh, Doomfist gives a right good punch to the face. To Foost, excuse me. Kinoshimiya takes out Cloud, and that is impressive work by this Grandview team, able to bounce back. Minnesota State trying their hardest to get the point and get progress here. They desperately need to bounce back here. This map is a good one of theirs. They're on board, getting some shots in. On board with Invictus, you love to see the shots. Gets stuck with something and blown up, and it blows up on him. Healing, he needs healing. There we go, he got some healing. Oh, some nice shots, but Anubis finishes off Invictus. Symmetra is up on a mountain, on a building, excuse me. And as Kanishimiya takes out Cloud, Lucio Skywalker gets his beats get ended as Santana punches out Wind. Firefly takes out Foost and Anubis takes out Ying, and they're back on taking that spot again. And that clock just keeps on raising up. There's the Lucio Skywalker as Cinnabar is running as fast as he can to get to the spot. Wu Ying is sending out his water attacks, and as much as I don't like it, it's working. Back on board with Invictus, who's reloading his gun as Cassidy. Cassidy doing the work. There's an ult going off somewhere. I don't see whom. All right, here, Santana's doing his as Doomfist uses a superhero landing. And just a lot of good punching. It is overtime here as Minnesota, it is 3-1 contested, 2-1 contested, 1 contested, in back and forth, as Cinnabar takes out Wind with the help of Doomfist. Cinnabar and Wu Ying doing what they can. There's a nice ult by Cinnabar. Ying takes out Santana, though. So that is a Doomfist down. Kinoshimiya takes out Foost. The next flashpoint is available and went to Minnesota State, however, so it is 1-1. Flashpoint unlocks here in about 25 seconds as everyone retools, rebuilds, and repreps for the next one. Looks like there aren't any changes going on right now. It looks like, never mind, Kinoshimiya has switched over to Father 76. And your Minnesota State Mavericks haven't changed at all. Wind is still playing the character. I have no idea who that is. But it seems to be working. Shout out to the fact it's working. And shout out to Wind as well. As Santana takes out Foost, but Kinoshimiya takes out Invictus. The barrier's up, running around. Firefly takes out Cloud, who gets caught at the point, and Grandview is taking the third flashpoint. And it's interesting to see Doomfist looking like Balrog from Street Fighter. I do like the skin reference, even if it's just as a fleeting one. On board back here now with Foost, and the rest of your Minnesota State Mavericks are pushing the flashpoint, doing a good job of such, as Foost is launching in Symmetra's firing mechanisms. Teleports in, getting hit a good chunk, but getting healing when she can. Foost gets out of there at the right time, though. Turret set up but destroyed. Turret set up but destroyed. Doomfist has arrived. It looks like the whole squad on it. On board here as Anubis takes a 2-piece on Invictus and Foost. And a 3-piece on Ying. And Cinnabar takes out Wind. And Kinoshimiya takes out Cloud. That is a team kill for Grandview once again. I believe that's either 2 or 3. And that's very impressive work by this Grandview team. I don't like it when the Iwegians are able to trump us Minnesotans, but it's working out pretty well for them here. As flashpoint number 3 goes to them, and Minnesota State needs to lock in here because the next one for them will win it for Grandview. As the flashpoint unlocks here in 30 seconds. And we're on board with Foost trying to set up all the turrets he can. And there's some healing onto Wind. Foost is entered the teleport portal and takes out Cinnabar and Kinoshimiya. That's huge for Minnesota State. As we're on board here, the rest of their team is here and in this area. As there's the teleport, there's the flashbang, but Wind takes out Anubis. Oh, what a shot by Invictus, taking out Firefly, and the flashpoint will be going to Minnesota State first. Amazing work here by Minnesota State to take this 4th one. So dominantly, honestly, as we are watching Invictus just paunch, dude. Just, hey, Doomfist, you want to knuck? Essentially what's going on here. Speaking of Doomfist, primary firing, jump punch. Oh, there's the Falcon punch into Invictus. As Invictus takes out Cinnabar. Oh, there's the ultimate, which means it's going to be superhero landing as Anubis takes out Foost. Lucio Skywalker caught in a bad position, getting healing when they can. Oh, there's a nice pickoff once again as Invictus takes out Kinoshimiya, but Santana finishes off Invictus. Cloud is able to get the healing he needs, but gets finished off by, but Ying gets finished off by Santana. And Wind takes out Firefly, but Cinnabar takes out Wind and Cloud. That was really good work there, and Santana finishes off Foost. Minnesota State lose the point. And now Grandview can slowly but surely take that point and go for the win on map 2 as Minnesota State and Lucio in particular are running towards the point. Oh, look, speed and healing. And there's the ult by Lucio Skywalker himself as Wind takes out Cinnabar. And that's huge because that's one healer down. Santana takes out Foost though. He's trying to move forward with the protection, getting a lot of damage out. Ooh, Kinoshimiya almost gets finished off there. But Kinoshimiya does finish off Wind there. Dad76 is really doing good work as Invictus takes out Dad76, a.k.a. Kinoshimiya, and Nubis. So that's good work here. Oh, wow. Look at this pressure that Minnesota State is under here as the site gets moved. And it looks like Doomfist used his superhero landing to get back to the point. Very good, smart work there by Grandview and Santana in particular. As Doomfist is all alone here as Foost is setting up his turrets. There is a Kiriko sighting and there is a Dad76 sighting. Teleportation circle doesn't quite get there. Doomfist has arrived at the location. And here comes Ying and the rest of your team. Trying to take the spot. It's under review, and Minnesota State takes it. But they're going to keep fighting here as Invictus takes out Cinnabar. The next flashpoint will be available. The winner of this flashpoint takes the map, and Minnesota State really needs this one. You don't want to go into the map number 3 down 2-0. Trust me, I'm an expert at going 2-0 in a video game. As you can see there on the leaderboard here, there's 4. Invictus is leading Minnesota State in eliminations. But holy shnikes, there's 4 of them at 27 or higher on the other team. Incredible. As Doomfist has arrived, everybody needs healing at this point. And Minnesota State has to retreat back a little bit, and the flashpoint is being attacked. And it's high noon. There's a teleportation and misses the high noon. There's the flashbang. Rolls out, gets hit a little bit. Needs some healing. Trying to get a pick off here is Cassidy and Invictus. But Foost gets finished off Kinoshimiya. Lucio Skywalker getting some healing, getting a lot of damage on him. There is an ult going off here. Cinnabar takes out Foost. Ooh, there's a Ying ultimate going off. Doomfist gets finished off as well as Invictus, and the rest of your Minnesota State Mavericks are able to take down the tank. And Minnesota State has the flashpoint and is growing for them here. As we're on board with Invictus, getting a lot of healing in, as it looks like Wind and the character, who I don't know what it is doing a great job here of holding the point and not taking much for damage. Eat pellets, Vikings! As we're on board, there's a lot to comment here solo. Oh my goodness gracious, this is incredible to watch. Your Minnesota State Mavericks are putting in that work. The Kitsune is guiding, which means there's a Kiriko ult going off, and I believe that means it's Ying using his ult. Oh my goodness gracious, this is getting intense here. 94, 95, it can be anyone's game. Overtime, Cloud takes out Santana. Oh my goodness gracious, Foost and the rest of your Minnesota State Mavericks are doing a great job as Invictus, Wind, and Cloud take out Firefly, Anubis, Kanishimiya, and Foost takes out Cinnabar. That is a team kill, which will be Minnesota State Mavericks will take map number 2, and a comeback is on, ladies and gentlemen. It is 1-1. Incredible viewing here for your Minnesota State Mavericks as we don't even get a team picture here. We're about to see who got play of the game, and it looks like it's Anubis playing the Norwegian woman. As Freya gets a lot, doing some good work here. Love to see it here. Shout out to you as well, Dahlia. Great camera work. Appreciate you out over there. Looks like we're going to meet the side-by-side here when I wasn't expecting it, so you got to see the bad part of my face. Welcome back here to the booth. My name is Old Man Dorf, sometimes known as Colin, and I'm here watching your Minnesota State Mavericks put in that work on map number 2, taking it in the Flashpoint Series best of 5, 3-2, pushing the map count to 1-1 as well, tying it up against a very game Grandview University Vikings team, who, despite them giving us the Viking experience, we were able to hook them with Mav power, and you love to see it here. Oh, man, my goodness, I need to catch my breath. So we're going to take a small break, but before we do, I'm going to do my little shilling thing that I like to do so well, and it is shelling out for Gillette Pepsi, keeping us caffeinated, hydrated, ready to go for any and all your gaming and studying needs. Remember, we are students first before anything else, so make sure you get your homework done, and I'm looking at myself for that as well. I did finish a paper with 30 seconds to go this morning. Sorry, Dr. Loaiza, but that's the way life goes sometimes, especially when you unexpectedly pass out at midnight and you wake up in your recliner at 7:30 in the morning. But that's besides the point. The other point is that Gravity Gaming has your back, and just like they have ours here at We Sync Hall, because they're one of our favorite sponsors here, and making sure that we can game to our heart's content for those who need a computer. So shout out to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, only needing the Switch, Oos, and we love that for them here. But when you need a game on the PC, they've got your back. Whether you're playing Overwatch 2 with your friends trying to grind rating, or you're like me and trying to win a challenge on Football Manager, doesn't really matter. Gravity Gaming's got you. But we're going to take, like I said, we're moving now to the small break. But when we get back, it'll be map number 3 for your Minnesota State Mavericks going up against Grandview. Stay tuned. and the game itself. Welcome back here to the booth for like 30 seconds. My name is Old Man Dorf, sometimes known as Colin, and we're here for this Overwatch matchup for your varsity Minnesota State Mavericks Overwatch team, because I can't say Overwatch 2 because that's dead now. Just found that out today. That was lovely. Going up against Grandview University's Vikings, and it is 1-1, so we're going into the pivotal map number 3, and that is the most Canadian picture I have ever seen. Wow! Look at how Canadian that is. There is a flag, and that's probably Wayne Gretzky as the model for that, as we are looking around this new Canadian map that I have no idea what for. Oh, we're in Toronto, the Toronto Raccoons, eh? Impressive work here. Switched there. Nailed it! Lovely! On board here with Foost, who has switched over to another new character. I have no idea it is. There are so many new characters. I need to get rearranged here. Wait a minute. Wind has gone back to Zarya. Foost has gone. Symmetra. Invictus has gone to Sigurd. No, that's not Sigurd. Has gone to the other DPS that plays like Soldier. It's been a while since I played it. Oh, there's a Wrecking Ball appearance. Hammy the Hamilton has shown up once again. Ying and Cloud are doing their usual stuff of being, well, Kiriko and DJ Lucio himself. Looking on board here, trying to get as much damage in on Wrecking Ball as he can before he bolts out of there. Oh, we're moving Robert the Robert. We love to see that here. Santana has to get out of there and get a health pack because he gets lit up there. Wrecking Ball is trying to get as much damage in, using his turrets, gets out of there. Looking like a droid Deca from Star Wars, does Wrecking Ball. As Firefly takes out Cloud, and you hate to see that for Minnesota State Mavericks. But Robert is pushing for our side here. And that's what we like to see, as Foost and Symmetra trying to get as much damage in as possible. Wind is getting all the damage in, trying to move Robert as much as he can, but he gets picked off and caught by Santana, a.k.a. Wrecking Ball. Anubis takes out Ying. And Santana takes out Foost and traps him in the corner. Sigurd! Oh, get the Wrecking Ball! Get up! Nope. Kinoshimiya takes out Cloud while I was distracted by Santana taking out Invictus. And Minnesota State lose Robert as Robert is moving back over to the red zone. There is still over 8 minutes left on this round to see who Robert wants to push farther. Trying to set. I think the thing you have to do here most is set traps and know when to attack and when to push. And your Minnesota State Mavericks do that very well. As Foost has created a location, Cinnabar gets the bust as Invictus takes out Anubis. That is huge. Cinnabar, however, takes out Foost. And Robert is turning around a little bit. He's stuck in the middle with you. Santana has his ult. Wrecking Ball has the ult. Kiriko's got it. Oh, there's Wrecking Ball doing the Wrecking Ball thing. Whoa, Wrecking Ball thing. Nice job for Kiriko getting out of there when she could. Gets stuck in a corner and gets caught by Cinnabar. Wu Ying takes out a healer. Anubis takes out Invictus with the help of Santana and Wrecking Ball. As looks like Grandview is pushing having Robert push farther than anyone else. Wrecking Ball is really wrecking your Minnesota State Mavericks here. This is impressive work by Grandview, as it is slowly becoming 60 meters versus your Minnesota State Mavericks 20. Pretty much tripling it in relatively quick fashion. As Lucio turns up the healing, Wind is trying to get as much damage in as he can as tank and push the robot back as Wrecking Ball re-lands in. Foost takes out Kinoshimiya. Santana takes out Wind. That is very unfortunate. We're back on board, trying to see if Invictus and the rest of them can do their thing. On board here. I apologize if you heard some Red Gein theme. That means I was an idiot and left my phone ringer on. I apologize to production for that critical mistake, as Invictus takes out somebody, and Cinnabar takes out Anubis, and Cinnabar takes out Foost, as Lucio Skywalker drops the beat. Great work here by your Minnesota State Mavericks. I am very impressed with this work right now. But the robot is still in their zone, unfortunately. Robert just does not want to leave, as Hammy and the rest of Grandview are doing what they need to. Wrecking Ball springing around. Ooh, firing at will. Wind takes out Anubis. You'll love to see that. That was a nice ult right there by Wind. And Robert is moving backwards as Firefly takes out Invictus. great work here. Incredible work. Wow. Yeah, Cinnabar takes out Win. Kinoshimiya takes out Cloud. This is getting dicey here with just over 5 minutes to go. As Kinoshimiya also takes out Ying and Santana takes out Foost. And now the robot can go back to the spot. It looks like Wind has switched over to Diva to try something different here, as Hammy just keeps on taking so much damage and not doing anything, and there's nothing going on. This is amazing work here by Grandview. I can't believe it, unfortunately. There it is. The twin brother my twin brother forgot that I am on casting right now. So I apologize to the Overwatch 2 guys as well when they rewatch this VOD and are hypercritical of my ineptitude of registering what is going on around, especially with my not knowing of what's going on. As Santana takes out Cloud, Wrecking Ball really just came in, well, like a wrecking ball. There's really nothing else you can say about it. As Cinnabar takes out Foost. Kinoshimiya takes out Invictus. Diva's trying to get as much damage in, but Diva loses the mech, and she has to get taken out. As Santana takes out the mech and Wind at the same time. Hey there. Lucio Skywalker playing some tasty, sweet jams. As Robert the Robot is moving closer and closer to the 120 meters needed to win this game. As Symmetra puts on the teleporter and Wind comes out on the attack, trying to push them off. Robert is moving a little bit, gets contested a little bit. Hammy is just rolling around at the speed of sound. Got no place to go, got to follow his rainbow. The Kitsune is guiding us. Diva does have her mech exploder here. There's another ult right there. We're going to see what happens here. Anubis takes out Foost. Incredible work, getting some good healing. On board with Invictus at the wrong time, with Wind at the wrong time, who got caught. But Wind was able to take out Cinnabar with the exploding mech suit. Hammy's back in, loaded in. It's the nice reload. Hammy's doing the Hammy things. We're going to see if Mistake can do something here. Foost takes out Anubis. And Wind takes out Santana. Wrecking Ball finally meeting his end. Foost takes out Firefly. Invictus takes out Kinoshimiya. Kishoma? Yeah, I like Kinoshimiya. It sounds better. Cinnabar is the only one left standing as Robert the robot's moving back. My favorite thing to say, and I'm getting tongue-tied. I usually use it as a way to work on my tongue work there for this, so that way I can use linguistical tactics and ability to get better at this and not stutter every 30 seconds. As turret after turret after turret keeps on getting destroyed, as Invictus takes out Cinnabar and Anubis takes out Wind's mech. Invictus takes out Anubis. It looks like there's an ult going off for Invictus, so it's 5 kill streak, and Firefly takes out Wind. Not entirely surprising, but the robot is moving for Minnesota State, despite Hammy not enjoying it. On board here, but still with Symmetra and Foost getting lit up. There's a nice barrier right there. Is contested. Someone is stopping it from moving. Santana takes out Invictus. Wow, this is great watching here. I'm silent because I'm just so wrapped up in it with just under 2.5 minutes to go. Ooh, Indigestion is a killer here too. As see, Indigestion sucks. Santana takes out Cloud while I was dealing with my Indigestion. Anubis takes out Ying. You know, I really need to invest in Chums to bring in here. As Kinoshimiya takes out Wind's mech, Foost, and Wind himself. Great work here, and Santana takes out Invictus. But the robot got up to 41.81 meters. So that's good. That's a good, I mean, that's double the presence that it was before. As Minnesota State waits for everyone to respawn so they can make a proper push here. As looks like Hammy has launched in here. The Kitsune is able to go. Oh, Invictus takes out Firefly. This is good work here. Getting a lot of good shots in. Roberts moving back to the median. You like to see that if you're Minnesota State. Hammy's got a shield up, but takes out Foost. Wind takes out Cinnabar. So each tank takes out a healer. Wind takes out Cinnabar. And Wind also takes out Kinoshimiya, and Invictus takes out Anubis. Hammy's got the connector and is rolling away. Gets a healing item, and Robert is going back to zone. Hammy is trying to stop this movement from Minnesota State as Diva tries to get the finish, but stops before anything bad happens. Invictus takes out Kiyoshima. Oh, Kiyoshima. That's right. I like the Kiyoshima. As Anubis gets a lot of damage, but recovers in time. Lucio has switched back to healing instead of dropping the sweet speed rips. Diva comes back, uses the Symmetra's teleporter to get back on the point here. There is 50 meters there. It's about to hit 50 meters with 25 seconds to go. As long as they control Robert, they should be okay to push this to overtime. As Santana takes out Foost, Kinoshimiya takes out Cloud. Santana finishes the three-piece by taking out Invictus and Ying. Anubis takes out Wynn's mech, and Anubis honestly gets the finish on that too. 7 seconds to go. I don't know if this is going to be. I don't think they're going to be able to come back and do this. With a minute to go, can they get to Robert in time? They do not. And Grandview University takes map number 3 by making Robert push it 115 point and change in meters versus 49.5. And that is a very impressive work by the hamster to lift his mech a little bit. The quarter of an inch. And Santana has now got 2 plays of the game out of 3. Impressive work here. Santana just oh wow, that was that nice gorgeous 3-piece to end the game. And impressive work here. It looks like we're going to be switching over to me soonish. Looks like New Queen Street will be the next map when we come back to it. Welcome back to the booth here. You're about to see me, Old Man Dwarf. How's it going? Sometimes known as Colin. And as you can see, I'm solo for Overwatch once again. Someday I will have a consistent co-caster for Overwatch 2, but today is not that day. Heute ist nicht dein Tag, as the Germans would say. Today is not my day for that. Your Minnesota State Mavericks are down 2-1 in this best-of-5 series against Grandview University. You're about to see that wonderful graphic change. Look at those gorgeous graphics. Thank you, production. Oh, man, I just need to catch my breath. That was impressive work, as I need to take a small break, so we're going to sign off for a little bit and get ready for map 4. But before I do, once again, if I do it once, I do it twice. You know I got to do it thrice. It's time to support our wonderful sponsors at Gillette Pepsi, keeping us caffeinated, hydrated, and ready to go for any and all your gaming and studying needs. Remember, make sure you do your homework, Dwarf. Sometimes you just need to get your homework done. And in order to do that, sometimes you need caffeine, and Gillette Pepsi's got your back for that. I also want to shout out Gravity Gaming, making sure that our varsity teams can play at the best with the best equipment possible. That room in the varsity room in there has quite great systems. The only time I ever used it was when I did league tryouts. Didn't go well for me, as you can tell. Otherwise, I'd be playing league more often. But shout out to our socials as well. Eventually, maybe we'll get a graph for that. Maybe we won't. But you can follow us at Esports MNSU. Look at that wonderful graphic. Yeah. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. It's still wild that we have a LinkedIn for this. But, you know, it is the official place to do things at. If you want to keep up to date what goes on at Westsync Hall, Westsync, I'm going to say it wrong now on purpose, Westsync Hall here at the Esports Center, you can sign up for emails and stay up to date with what's going on with the QR code provided. If we have that graphic? How do you do it? I know I'm looking weird, but I want to see it. Nope. All right. There it is. Woo! We got it. Stay up to date on matches, events, and more. Sign up for the email. Scan the QR code. Put your email in. Find out what's going on here. And we would love to see you down here for any and all things. We are also hosting Maverick community events. Today's event was Marvel Rivals, and they had a pretty good crowd. We had a couple teams going in, getting some friendlies in, playing each other, playing others. It was great. I was there for the Valorant one. I really wish that our team captain picked teams better for that one, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Mondays is Valorant. Tuesdays is my thing, Super Smash Brothers, where it's part of our boxing ring. One of our two twice weekly tournaments that we host here at Westsync Hall at 6 p.m. Wednesdays is Overwatch 2. You can play with most of these wonderful players you're watching now. And Thursdays is Marvel Rivals, and I think there was a couple varsity sightings for that as well. I think Summertime was here, so shout out to him as well. But like I said, I need to take a quick sign-off break so I can catch my breath and take a sip of Mountain Dew. When we come back, it'll be map 4 as Minnesota State Mavericks are down 2-1. They need to push it to game 5 to make this if they have a chance at winning. Stay tuned, and we'll see if they can do it. All right, we're here. As you can see, I got scared because of it. Wholeheartedly, seriously scared as we are loading into map number 4 here. It is snowing here. No, it's not. We're back. Oh, wait. In, out, in, out, in, out. Interesting. Welcome back. My name is Old Man Dwarf, sometimes known as Colin. And we're here about to hopefully watch your Minnesota State Mavericks try to make a comeback in this best-of-5 series against Grandview University. These Vikings are potent. And I'll tell you what, Wrecking Ball is a problem, dude. Oh, my goodness gracious. That was impressive work. Wow. As now we're loading in. Here we go. You can see me here. Hi. Hi, chat. How you guys doing? All 3 of you. I appreciate you watching. Sorry, 2, because I'm technically one of them. But anyway, we're assembling our heroes here. Look at this beautiful, beautiful scenery here. Thank you, Dahlia, once again. Giving us a great look around here. Why are we going away from the action here? I mean, wait. Oh, ooh. Ooh. Oh, there it is. Ready for battle. Prepare your defenses. As we are on board here, your Minnesota State Mavericks are going with the usual suspects here. It's nice to see some things don't. We're going to go dance with Who Brung Us. As Wind is going with Zarya. Foost and Invictus are doing their gruesome twosome of Cassidy and Reaper. Ying and Cloud Ying is back on Kiriko, and Cloud has switched from Lucio Skywalker to Wu Ying. Where they're preparing defenses, so that must mean that it is trap time to move a point to a certain location. 2, 1. Santana has back on Sigma. Anubis has switched over to Hanzo. Kiyoshimiya has has gone as Sigurd or Sojourn. I think it's Sojourn. Sidibar is sticking with Wu Ying, and Firefly is sticking with Kiriko. So I guess none of the other healers matter, other than Lucio, Wu Ying, and Kiriko. No, it makes sense. Don't play those characters when I play this game again, Colin. I say to myself. As both teams are getting as much interaction as they can. Sigma stops Invictus from getting a good finish there. All right, Invictus gets taken out by Sigurd. Soldier? One of those two. Kinoshimiya takes out Invictus. Kinoshimiya also takes out Cloud. And now Wind is on an island by himself, and there he goes. Ying gets taken out by Sidibar. Santana takes out Wind, and Anubis, who has switched to another cool character I don't know. Not new, but I'm just dumb with character names because there's so many different video games I've played in my life that I can't remember that many things. Nicely done here. Looks like Reaper wanted to give a nice wave. And now Grandview can now move the payload. Minnesota State needs to stop it from moving. Foost has teleported in, but gets lit up for a lot of damage there. Gets caught again. And Cinnabar gets the finish there. Wind is trying to stop it. Cinnabar takes up food. We already said that. Sigma, what the Sigma is going on in that pile of massive pixelated humanity as Cinnabar takes out Wind. So that's tank down, ladies and gentlemen. And Cinnabar also takes out Cloud. Wu Ying and Wu Ying Violence. Kinoshimiya takes out Invictus. And it's just, it was just Ying, but Ying got caught finally as well. Kinoshimiya gets the finish. I think that's 4 or 5 now frags for Kiyoshimiya. On board here with Cloud. According to this wonderful thing, 6 frags already. Excuse me. Oh, man, I'm really looking forward to playing some baseball when I get done here. And not talk as much. As we are on board here with your Minnesota State Mavericks trying to push the point and try to push this to a map 5 to torture my vocal cords, but make me happy as well because I'll sacrifice my vocal cords if it means we get a win here. Firefly takes out Foost. No, Foost got taken out by Kinoshimiya. Invictus got taken out by Kinoshimiya, which must mean that Wind was taken out as he's burning back. And Cloud gets finished off by Anubis as well. And wow, this is impressive work here by wow. These Vikings are putting in a lot of work here. Moving the payload as far as it can. There was a boulder. I like that boulder. It's a nice boulder. 5 minutes to go for them to move it forward. Minnesota State is trying to keep them there at the second spot, but they cannot do it. 5 minutes to go, and Grandview can move the payload here. This ends now. Someone's ulting. There's 2 people in Minnesota State with ults, and 3 on the Grandview's team. Kiyoshimiya takes out Cloud. It's high noon time. Kiyoshimiya, oh, there's a teleport, and Santana takes out Invictus before he can high noon. That's disappointing. I was really looking forward to that. sad bad guy noises ensue here. Santana takes out Foost, and this is not good for Minnesota State. They are trapped in a corner with Santana just holding it. That is an ult from Zarya, but it's not enough as Cloud takes out Anubis. Wind takes out Santana finally. And I mean finally as in it took so long to see that go down as Kiyoshimiya takes out Wind. Firefly takes out Ying, but round 1 is complete as Grandview takes all 3 points. Incredibly fast too, in just over 4 minutes. Minnesota State now has to push it. Take the payload and move the payload and get the full 3 points before 4 minutes and 6 seconds. And that is going to be a tall task with how good they have played right now. I can't enunciate how impressive that Grandview has been so far. Minnesota State has done all they can here, but it has not been enough. And sometimes it do be like that. Sometimes, as an old friend would say. Oh my goodness! Look at these gorgeous graphics as we're waiting to load in here. Prepare to attack. Zarya is destroying everything here. Oh, switching over to Sigurd. And now we're going to Ash. I love to see that. I love the over-under. I love the Winchester-like gun she's got. We're gonna see if he sticks with it.
I've done things I'm not proud.
Nice. Cloud has gone Kiriko, so I get to see a new thing. Ying has swapped over to Baptiste. I mean, you got to try something new. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. I don't know metas, so I'm sure I'm going to get barked at by the Overwatch guys eventually about it. But now here we go. The action has started. Everyone has, all the rest of your team has done exactly what they said they were going to do. Payload is moving. Wind has decided to park Zarya's rather muscular posterior onto that truck and move forward. Sigma has decided to camp up on top. Nope, but I think the lasering has been enough to push him away. As Wind is getting all the proper healing here. Trying to take out the other tank, not happening yet. Damage, 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 damage. Payload's moving barely, barely's moving barely. Anubis takes out Ying. Baptiste change was did not execute well as Wind takes out Anubis. You like to see that from Minnesota State. We're about to see Bob go in and do some work here when she's able to do her ult. I love seeing Bob do work. On board here with Invictus as Ash. Wind is eating a lot of damage, but getting all the healing he needs. And there's the Sigma was that? On board here, Invictus shooting some shots downrange, trying to get some nice, gorgeous headshots here with that lever action. Love to see it. Minnesota State trying to heal Joey as much as they can. Sigma it puts down the barrier. Minnesota State pushing it up. They only have 2.5 minutes to go. Payload has not gotten to the first spot yet. Firefly takes out Ying. Very unfortunate. Anubis takes out Invictus. Come on, guys, you can do it. Come on, Santana takes out Foos. That's disappointing. Ugh, that's a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. Ow, ow, ow. And there goes Wind. You can see all the pain. Cinnabar takes out Wind, and Firefly takes out Ying, and Anubis takes out Ying, and Anubis takes out Cloud. It's just, ugh. It's just painful right now, folks. There is under 2 minutes to go here. We're on board here with Symmetra. Foos switched over to Symmetra. Don't blame him at all on that one. Looking around here, switching over to Foos, trying to get some damage in, trying to take care of the tank. Saved by Baptiste. Firefly takes out something of Ying's. I'm not an expert on Baptiste, so I can't properly enunciate that. Kiyosoma gets Ying. The Kitsune is guiding. We're going to see if it does well. As Wind takes out Kiyoshima. Nice work here by your Minnesota State Mavericks. As Wind takes out Firefly as well. There is no healing for... oh, that's why there's no healing. Santana gets taken out by Wind. Anubis takes out Foos, though. That's a Diggersby here. As Ying takes it out anyway. Takes out the Australian. I just know she's Australian. I don't know anything else about it. As Wind takes out Cinnabar as well, and now the payload can move forward with just under a minute to go to move it another 50 meters. But I think they're just going to wait patiently and get them to move closer to a nice trap point. Teleporter is active. Teleport back out. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Under 30 seconds to go here. It's going to take a lot of work here. Come on, guys. You can do it. Anubis takes out an item of Ying's. Wind takes out Anubis. Foos takes out Cinnabar. Wind takes out Kadoshima, and Foos takes out Santana. Wind takes out Firefly. That is huge for Minnesota State. That is a team kill. Holy shnikes there, guys. Wow. Overtime, and we have pushed it. There's another 2.5 minutes added to the payload pushing. As Foos is putting up turrets. Impressive work here by Minnesota State. Oh my goodness. That's just, I'm taking this, sorry everyone for the dead air. I'm just taking a breath here because this is impressive showing here by both teams. They're putting in just fantastic effort. I can't say enough how impressive it is now knowing how hard it is. It's high noon time. We're going to see if there's a finish. Cinnabar takes out Ying. Anubis takes out Invictus. Kiyoshima takes out Wind. Santana takes out Cloud. And Kiyoshima takes out Foost. We got to stop the payload on board with Anubis here. They're doing a good job of stopping the payload. And Minnesota State needs to escort it better in order to try to force this into a game 5 situation, a map 5 situation. Wind is doing a good job of just instigating damage, pushing the team forward. We're going to see what happens here. Nice reload. Trying to drop shields. Cinnabar takes out an item of the Baptiste item that can be blown up, I guess. Oh, I think I just heard another ult go as Wind drops his. Oh, Baptiste is using his grenade launcher, who saved Cassidy. Cloud saves and Zarya too. Massive healing. Nice job here. Payload needs to be escorted. Under a minute left. Sigma punches Wind in the face with that boulder. As Kiyoshima dies to Wind, Foost takes out Santana with the help of Wind. Wind pulls up Cinnabar. Ying takes out Anubis, and Cloud takes out Firefly. That is a team kill for Minnesota State. Excuse me. And it might just be time for Minnesota State to make that comeback here. Firing Cassidy, firing his gun. Big iron on his hand. You love to see that. Sigma took a lot of damage there. Cinnabar did too. Interesting work. The Symmetra is getting stopped by a barrier. You don't like to see that. Interesting here. Wind takes out Kishima. Santana takes out Invictus. Cinnabar takes out Cloud, but Ying takes out Anubis, and Foost takes out Cinnabar. It is 3v1 here. As the double kill happens, as Wind takes two pieces of Firefly and Santana. The payload has been escorted. There is a minute and a half left. I don't know. We're going to find out if Minnesota State can do it. Nice job here by Wind, getting damage down onto the Sigma. Getting the healing done is Cloud and Ying. Baptiste and Baptiste and Cassidy's ults are ready for Minnesota State. We're going to see how they want to operate it here. About to find out right now, I think. We're about to start pushing. Oh, there's High Noon. Oh, there's a teleport, and Invictus takes out Kiyoshima. Not before Kiyoshima takes out Ying's item. Wind takes out Firefly, and Foost takes out Santana, despite the ult from Sigma. Wind takes out Anubis, and Invictus takes out Cinnabar. Minnesota State might just pull this off, kids. This could be impressive. There's 4 to 5 here. Oh, there's 20 seconds to go. And the payload looks to be just about delivered. It's getting good. Cloud takes out Kiyoshima. Foost takes out one person. Invictus takes out 2, and Foost finishes off. Minnesota State take round 2, I believe. Let's find out. Time remaining. Oh, there's only a little bit of time remaining to push it further here for Minnesota State. There's only a minute left for us, and 4 minutes 45 seconds for them. We pushed it to overtime, so I'll take it. But it's not looking good for Minnesota State, chat. But once again, if anyone can do it, it's your Minnesota State Maverick Varsity Overwatch team. Looking forward to see what happens here. Shout out to Dahlia for the great camera work again. Oh, we're about to attack here. There's a nice little wave from Zarya. You'll love to see it. Aw, look at the car with 3 little SLGs on it. You know, silly little guys. I mean, you dance with who brung you. You got to overtime because of your team of Baptiste and Symmetra. So better see how that's going to work out before you make any adjustments. Preparing to attack here in 15 seconds. Prepare your defenses. Hello. On board here. Santana's got back on the operator. I'm not sure who that is. Anubis is on another person I'm not sure of. I think it's Sigurd. Sojourn? No, it's not Sojourn. It's Sigurd. For Kiyoshima, Cinnabar takes Wu Ying, and Firefly is Kiriko and has been since the start. Minnesota State Mavericks team is comprising of Wind, a.k.a. Zarya. Foos is on Symmetra. Invictus is on Cassidy again. And Ying is on Baptiste. And Cloud is now on Kiriko, like last one. This is the Minnesota State Mavericks. Santana takes out Invictus. Cinnabar takes out Ying. Anubis takes out Foos. Anubis takes out Cloud. Interesting. Nice catch there by Zarya. Zarya gets to reload. Gets to teleport over. We're going to see how this works. Escort the payload. With 2 minutes to go. 2 seconds. Overtime. Wow. Domination here by Grandview. Minnesota State is fighting back hard though. That is a giant angry punching mech. As Minnesota State lose it with only another additional 34.61 meters to go. Oh, wow, that was impressive work. As you can see here, Wind and Fooster are the frag leaders for Minnesota State Mavericks. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The distance was only 34 meters. So Minnesota, all Grandview need to do is push it just one 1/100th of a millimeter, just 1 millimeter, and they went farther than Minnesota State, and they will win. We're about to find out in about 7 seconds, but before we do, shout out to both teams for showing us that fighting spirit. Thank you guys so much for competing at the highest level. We do appreciate that, especially I do as a student of Minnesota State. Now you got to prepare your defenses and really hope that it's strong enough for what you're dealing with here. All right, Minnesota State is going with Wind as the tank, I don't know. Foost as Symmetra. Invictus is sticking with Cassidy. And Ying and Cloud are running Baptiste and Wu Ying in respect to them. On board here. Wow, I am a little dozy. I guess that little bit of sleep I got is finally catching up on me. On board here, I do apologize. I do need to stop being an old man, I guess, is the lack of a better term. You gotta stop the payload here. Nice job here. Wind is on a top level just slinging balls. Or whatever those items are. I don't actually know. Looks like Sigma dropped a thing. Invictus is getting lit up here, but Kiyoshiba takes out Cloud. All right, the payload's already moved 23 meters. Anubis takes out Cloud. Kiyoshiba takes out Invictus. Almost gets the finish there. All right, there you go. Oh no, this could be bad. Ugh. Santana gets a 3-piece on Ying, Wind, and Foos. Ying takes out Cinnabar there on the way out. You'll love to see that. And Cloud is gone too. Minnesota State fall. Youch. A very dominant GG's in the chat for your boys, Minnesota State Mavericks varsity team. Once again, nice job to Grandview. As you can see, Wind and the wonderful Zarya get the play of the game in a losing effort, but a good effort nonetheless. Oh my goodness, look at these. Look at the feed. The feed. You'll love to see it. I'll get the full. Yeah, baby. Thank you for joining us for this. This has been great. You're coming back to me, Old Man Dwarf. For some reason, we're in half and half screen. Come on, you can bring it to me. I'm friendly. You can bring it to me. I'm friendly. See? I'm friendly. Thank you for joining us here for our stream today. I know it's going to be a little later than I expected. Hoofda, it is 10:25, which means I'm not getting any sim racing in today. That is mildly depressing, honestly. But I want to thank you guys for joining us. My name's Old Man Dwarf, sometimes known as Colin. But your Minnesota Mavericks fall in 4 to Grandview down in Des Moines. Once again, those Iwegians have stomped down on Minnesota's hopes and dreams. Unfortunately for us, but your Minnesota State Mavericks put in a good effort. Just wasn't meant to be today. Both varsity teams that you watched today lost, and I'm assuming Rocket League did as well. It's just not one of those days you look back on fondly for esports. But we'll be back on stream again tomorrow, I believe, with Overwatch again. One last time for the week, and that'll be it. But this is my last one because I need to go play my nerd game of Magic the Gathering before I get forcibly plucked from my home and dragged to the cities for a wardrobe upgrade for your boy, forcibly by my friends. Thank you guys so much. I may be sarcastic about it, but I do appreciate the fact that I have carrying enough friends that are willing to drop a Saturday to help me upgrade my look and make me look better. So I appreciate you guys so much. I also appreciate our wonderful sponsors at Gillette Pepsi, keeping us caffeinated, hydrated, ready to go for any and all your gaming and studying needs. And in this particular instance, for me, right now, casting. I'm about to finish my Mountain Dew so I can drive home tonight. Once again, without Gillette Pepsi, most of us wouldn't be able to function without the caffeine we drink. Shout out as well to Gravity Gaming, making sure that we can play these games that you have watched us on. Giving us the PCs we need and the monitors as well. Thank you guys so much once again. Let's see. I can shout out one last time our wonderful production team, making me look and sound amazing. Thank you guys for being here. You can see a couple new faces we're training in. You saw Dahlia with amazing camera work. You saw Dura. Well, you'll likely see him back next week for CS, and I believe that's going to be Dahlia's debut on stream as well for casting. So be nice to her a little bit if she does do it. If she does, shout out to her if she decides to. And I'll hear no negative talk about my friend. You will do great at it if you chose to do it. Or I swear to cow. But I do want to thank you guys for joining us. This is it for me this week. I will see you next week, I believe, on Monday for whatever we will be doing. But this for Ook, who is with me, for Super Smash Brothers, for myself, who is here, for your Overwatch players that were here, for the Super Smash Brothers, for the University of Missouri, for Grand View University in Iowa, for Minnesota State Mavericks. This has been Old Man Dwarf. Thank you for joining me this week and today. I'll see you next week, and you'll see us tomorrow.